Hi everyone, it's Fadrik and welcome back to the third devlog of the Rogue Scavenger. Let's recap. The Rogue Scavenger is a game about playing as a scavenger in space, on your path of getting out of scavenging business and become a citizen by doing missions and freeing the galaxy from terrible bosses. So in the last episode, we finished up the movement system and it was working as well as we wanted it to be, and using this thruster-based movement was pretty cool. And before starting in today's episode, my last video had over 700 views and 20 likes. And I got like 15 more subscribers, so thank you all for joining me on this adventure, and I'm lost of words right now. But again, thanks everyone from the heart, and if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to do that. And we have a really cool community over on Discord, and you're welcome to join us anytime. Links in the description. Let's get started. In this episode, we finished the weapon and turret system, and let's go together to explain what we did and what do we have right now. So for coding the weapon system, I went for a central code design principle, and by that I mean I created a central script that controls multiple small scripts for everything around the turret, and then I added something similar to the old school cartridge system that will allow us to change our weapon on the fly. So our code right now looks like this. In the middle, as a parent script called the weapon system manager, as a main script that controls everything else. After writing this script, and as I said in the first episode, I wanted to make this game as scalable as possible, so I can plug in new weapons whenever I want. And to do such things in Unity, I created weapon modules as scriptable objects. The weaponReactor module that contains the damage, rate of fire, and the weapon power, and the recharge speed, and all that kind of stuff. Next, I did the core module. The core module only contains what type of weapon it is and how powerful the core is. So right now, I have the ion core, the photon core, and the plasma core. Those are just placeholders and I haven't put any functionality for them yet, but for example, photon will deplete shields faster than the ion, and that sort of stuff. Then I finished the modules by coding the weaponBarrel, which will tell us what the shape of the weapon is. For example, is it a sniper, it's a simple bullet, triple bullet, and maybe a laser. Now comes the amazing part of this central design structure. The weapon system manager will take 3 scriptable objects, one from each kind, and then transform the information through the whole weapon system. After that, it was time to start working on the actual system. And you have 3 systems here. The turret system that is responsible on the turret rotation and the shape, and now it's just a placeholder, and I made the turret change color based on the core type, and in the future it will change the whole sprite. And yes, the turret is working just fine. Now it's time to create the next script, which is the barrel script and the actual bullet script, and test it out by shooting our first bullet. And in each scriptable weapon object, we can put the bullet we want, and by this way we can make it simple and efficient. But we can't have the weapon fired as much as the player wants, because the player can put a sniper rifle on a high rate fire reactor, and you know the rest, he will shred anything in its way, and this is how OP weapons get born, I guess. So I started to implement the power system as soon as I could, and by that creating our final script, which is the reactor system. And to make the energy shows, I did a simple trick with the GAN fuzz in Unity to make the power shows on the top of each weapon as a health bar, and I made it recharge only when the player removes his hand off the trigger. Because without power system, this is crazy. This always cracked me up, and after fixing them, it's much better this way. For example here, our ship have a machine gun and 2 snipers, and they are working just fine. Because the guns are draining power from the reactors, and the reactors are draining power from the main ship reactor, we don't want the weapons to be operational at all times. I ended up creating a code to register the right click on the weapon, deactivate it, and reactivate it again with the same click. And after writing the mount detection script, I said, why not adding a targeting system for the turrets? So it was a simple and small thing to add. And I finished my second session on this game by adding double bullets and triple bullets turrets to be added on this ship as a scriptable object. Let's do a small recap for the code. Now we have a central script called the weapon system manager, which controls 3 scripts: the weapon turret system, the weapon shooting system, and the weaponReactor system. And any communication between these subclasses or scripts have to go through the weapon system manager to ensure that everything is monitored and we don't suddenly have bugs showing from nowhere. I hope you liked this devlog, and if you are more into game development, you can join our community server over on Discord, links in the description. And in the end, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you all in the next episode, where we will start merging everything together, creating the ship core, and by that finishing everything about the player ship scripts.